What's up, everybody? This is Unilateral Everything, episode 11. Coming at you from the morning this time. I tried to film this on Saturday. It's Tuesday right now. Tried to film this last Saturday, but I'd given a nutrition talk for some wrestlers in the area and had filmed that and ran out of GoPro battery because that's what I used to film this. It's just mounted to my dashboard. So last week was a little weird with training because didn't train Monday. It was Labor Day, and so I kind of switched everything up and went into the week on Tuesday doing day one and moving through there. So I only had one rest day last week. It was Friday. Just trying to get all the program stuff going again, and had a interesting week with that just because it was busy. Had physical therapy on Friday, which I'm going to talk about a little bit here in a second. So it's up at 5 a.m. then up at 5 a.m. to train on Saturday morning before that nutrition clinic. End up crashing hardcore on Saturday evening. Just wasn't feeling super hot. I think I got some seasonal allergies going on, so that's playing a fun factor into the program a little bit, mainly because I just get headaches. It's just the way it ends up being. So yeah, that's where we're at with the program. Everything's just kind of the same this week because I'm already on week, I guess, 9 or week 8 of the whole program. Technically there's 8 total weeks of no squatting that I'll end up doing. So this is 7 out of 8. Next week's a deload. So going back to the physical therapy thing, Friday physical therapy, kind of done with the knee rehab process now. I'm at a point where it's not necessarily knee pain anymore. I still get some discomfort here and there, but it's more my knees hitting the ground from doing lunges and stuff like that, so they just kind of ache, which is normal. So I'm kind of used to that. I was a wrestler for 6 years, so my knees were always constantly beat up anyway. So knees good. I can actually get consistent maximal contraction out of my right quad now, which is great. So my physical therapist, he's been great in working on now addressing issues. So if we go back all the way to 2016, and the issue that I first addressed, you go back and watch episode 1 and watch the clean that kind of messed up my hip a little bit. We're going back and realizing that my knee was an issue caused by my back was an issue caused by my hip 2 years ago. And what's happened is I've developed a consistent compensation through my left oblique that has been kind of controlling everything that happens in my right or in my left hip. So and he had kind of seen this when I talked about, all right, like I had some shoulder pain, but then I showed him kind of my jerk, my clean and my jerk from my last competition, and what we noticed is there's a huge shifting to the right, or I guess my left. It's facing the video. You look, I shift to the right in the video, but it's my left side. And shifting to my left, there's a dip that happens in my hip, both when I stand up from the clean and when I stand up pushing out into the jerk, along with some internal rotation of my left hip. So he kind of put me through a couple assessments on Friday, one of them being just laying prone on a table and kind of doing a max iso hold of my hamstring. And what that ended up entailing was I would compensate by coming out of midline stability to contract my hamstring, but the moment I kept everything midline, my hamstring strength went down significantly. So looking at that, and so there's going to be a lot of core work I'm going to be doing. Right now I have a daily 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps on a dead bug. It was originally supposed to be with a band, but what I end up realizing is that I'm not actually strong enough in my core to do a banded dead bug. So band's supposed to go around my feet, and physically I can't actually handle that because the compensation's so great that it was causing me to have a really rough transition. I kind of very choppy movement going through my movement on the dead bug. Sorry, they're mowing up here on the road, so I'm having a lot of fun getting stuck behind a tractor here. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with physical therapy. Going into this next week after this one. So obviously I'm in the middle of week 8 out of 10 right now. So it's kind of going on this process. I'll have a deload next week, and then the week after that we're going to test again. I think I wrote that out, testing front squat on Monday. I believe it was shoulder press on Tuesday, and then Thursday test a back squat and a snatch, and then Saturday test clean and jerk and deadlift. So that'll be interesting. Looking forward to seeing what happens there. Maybe stuff went up. If stuff stayed the same, I'd be happy with that. Obviously I haven't really been trying to peak for this, but it's time to start moving on towards the next little bit and possibly consider some higher level competitions, and doing another meet, whether that's AO finals in Milwaukee or more local meets around there. So my main issue with that is finding coaching, because I don't have a coach right now who could handle me in the back at AO finals. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So thanks for tuning in. Next time we'll kind of talk about the last week of actual lifting, headed into the deload, and I'll probably talk about how grad school is kind of implementing into my daily coaching stuff, and going along with that theme there next week. So thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next week. Until then, all y'all have a fun time training, and we'll see you then.